I want to tell you about another patient that I had recently. His name was Steve. Steve was in his 50s and he was a farmer. And as a typical farmer, he was not at all concerned about his teeth or his appearance. He was a hard worker, wake up at 4 a.m., work from 4 until late at night, taking care of his cows. As a hard worker, Steve often found himself gritting his teeth. He would grit and squeeze as he was working on his farm. And he didn't really notice, but his wife noticed that his teeth were getting shorter and shorter and shorter slowly over decades, to the point where they were almost like little nubs, almost like little corn kernels. And finally, it got to the point where Steve started saying, maybe I should do something about this. He never thought about his teeth for decades until finally he looked in the mirror and noticed, my teeth are tiny. And it wasn't the appearance that really bothered him. It was the idea that, well, what happens if this gets worse? Because he did not want to be in dentures. Steve is, a big burly man. He wants to eat his steak. He wants to eat anything he wants. He enjoys his food. The idea of having his teeth taken out and having to wear dentures was just horrifying to him. So the combination of being afraid of wearing dentures at some point, and also his wife, who was concerned about Steve's appearance and was worried that his teeth were looking shorter and shorter, which was making Steve look, 10 years older than he actually was. The combination of those two things finally made him seek help. Steve asked around to see what could be done, and he has a niece who's a dentist, who is a colleague of mine. His niece, the dentist, recommended that Steve come to see me to help him with his smile problems. So again, with Steve, we took him through the process. Steve had not been to the dentist in many years, so he was nervous. He did have a lot of anxiety about what we were going to do to him. But we found a customized plan that he was really comfortable with. He was excited about the way things would look in the future. He was excited about it being a lot more affordable than he thought. And over a series of a few weeks, we took him from having little nubs to having a beautiful, strong smile. And today he looks great. He's always smiling. This guy who was not concerned about his appearance before is now super proud of the way his smile looks and is always smiling, showing off his new teeth. His wife says he loves it. He's a new man. He's happy, laughing, showing off those teeth all the time. And most importantly to Steve, he can eat whatever he wants. He can eat his steak and potatoes and not worry about having to eat the bananas and oatmeal diet into old age, which was his greatest fear. So that was a huge success story for us, is helping people like Steve who put off these problems for so long, not because of neglect in Steve's case, but because it just wasn't top of mind. He was busy working in his farm his entire life, and finally able to help him and realize that his smile can feel and look so much better, and we can help him get those solutions.